Right everyone, today's offering are baked Bramley apples, not baked jacket potatoes as I suggested on my earlier video, but this is baked Bramley apples. What we do is we cut out the centre of the apple with the apple corer, take that out of each apple, and then we use the knife to just score round the centre of each apple just slightly, just to break the skin, and as those cook, it will gradually the little top will lift off. So today we're filling them with brandy mincemeat of the fruit variety rather than the minced meat variety. So we put that in with a little spoon and push it down with a clean finger or a clean end of a spoon, and just check that it comes to these. You can see that at the bottom of the very bottom of the apple. Then those go into an oven-proof dish with 4 tablespoonfuls of water, and then that goes into a preheated oven at 200 degrees C. And what I would suggest is that they probably, as they're big Bramley apples, they probably need cooking for 3/4 of an hour to an hour. But I would check them after half an hour just to see what they're like, because I have cooked some softer apples earlier on, and they cook much quicker, although they were very, very tasty to eat, and the 6 people who ate them thought they were fantastic. They didn't look great, but hopefully these will look lovely. So we'll pop those in the oven now, and as I say, initially we'll pop them in for, we'll go for 30 minutes. And then see what they look like after that. If they come out okay, we may go on to the next stage, and I'll just show you how quickly to do a meringue topped baked apple. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, we're about 11 minutes away from the end of our cooking time, for half-hour cooking time anyway, of the baked apples. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make up some meringue to go on the top. So what we do is we need to get two egg whites. I've put one in here already, but I'll show you a little trick that I got from one of my friends. You just carefully take a little bit of the end off your egg, get rid of a few of the loose bits, and then you can gradually, fairly easily pour out, hopefully, the egg white without losing the egg yolk. So that's just you see that sort of gradually coming out. So once that stops, that mug will then have had 2. It's coming towards the end because it's starting to dry up. So that's it. And then we can put the egg yolks into another dish and whisk those up, and they can be used for scrambled egg or something like that, so they're not wasted. Oh, it's still going. Gosh, that's a good lot of egg white in there. So, it's starting to lose the will now. I just don't want any of the yellow egg yolk to get in there, or any of the egg, because or any of the shell, because obviously that would spoil it. So now we've got our 2 egg whites, which are going to go into our bowl here. So what we're going to do is use our whizzy whiskey machine. This is going to go whizzy, and at least with a clear bowl you can see, hopefully it's gradually getting whiter and whiter. So put that on fast. Whizzy. And we'll whiz that up until it gets nice and stiff. Doesn't take too long. It's getting better. Gradually you can see it getting whiter. Gradually getting a bit thicker. It's got fairly thick. You can just see some little, looks reasonably thick. See? A bit more. nice and stiff, got quite a nice consistency to it. So then we're going to put in 2 ounces or 50 grams of sugar. I'm just using ordinary granulated sugar today. Sometimes I use golden granulated caster sugar I like, which is quite nice because it gives it a little bit more colour. Whisk that in. Bit of a messy old job sometimes. And that's all nice and ready. And we'll come on to the next stage in 2 seconds. The apples look as if they're coming on quite well, so we're only about 25 minutes into our cooking time at the moment, so I'm glad we kept an eye on them because they are looking as if the hats are coming off quite nicely and they're flopping over. So I think we'll go for the meringue. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to, this is the 2 egg whites and the initial 2 ounces 50 grams of granulated sugar here. So I'm just going to give that another whisk up. Just take it over there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just, you can see that's quite nice and solid. And so then we're going to fold in the sugar. So we'll put that in, that's 2 ounces of sugar or 50 grams, and then we're just going to fold that in with the spoon, so it's not like mixed like with a mixing machine. I'm sure there's somebody clever out there who will tell me exactly why you do it that way. Then hopefully that, you see that? Looks lovely, doesn't it? Hey? There's actually enough meringue mix in there for 4 baked apples, but I thought it easier to do plenty, and I'll just do 1 just to give you an idea of what it looked like. Right, so we're ready for the big reveal of the apples. So if you hear any screaming, it means the oven gloves aren't as good as I thought they were. Right, so you can see now how those have come up in a very short space of time. So that's why it's important to keep an eye on them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take carefully take, it's very hot, so just be careful how you do it, take the little hat off that one, and that one's sort of already going quite nicely over the edge. So we're just going to put a dollop, that's a technical term, technical Herefordshire term, a dollop of meringue on top of there, and then we're going to pop that back into the oven. Well, as we've got plenty of meringue, I think we'll be ashamed to waste it, so we're going to put another dollop on top of that one. So that's it. 2 Herefordshire dollops of meringue mix. So even if the apple doesn't look that nice, at least hopefully the meringue will. That's a seriously big dollop. I don't think you really need quite that much, but anyway. Hopefully we're going to pop those back into the oven, still on 200, for probably about 10 or 15 minutes, just to let those let the meringue brown off a bit. So just put that on to remind me. So put that on for, I'll put it on for 10 minutes initially and see how that goes. Better to, it's easier to put a little bit of time on than to try and take time off a blackened bit of meringue. Back to you soon. Right, now for the big reveal. As you can see, the meringues look absolutely fantastic, and they've now taken over from the apples, which have now virtually disintegrated into a sort of mishmash in the bottom of the dish. But I can assure you it'll still taste absolutely fabulous with either cream, ice cream or custard, or maybe if you're very affluent, you might have custard, cream and ice cream. Enjoy. Maybe try either a cooler oven, or this is actually on a fan setting, which perhaps I chose the wrong setting. Maybe I should just go for a conventional 200-degree setting. But anyway, it'll still taste fantastic. Enjoy!